Good afternoon and welcome to Probate Matters, sponsored by Advance My Inheritance. So, hello everybody. Well, today we're going to be talking about wills and the need to make sure that you have your will completed. Uh, there's a lot of really good reasons to make sure that you have your will completed. So let's just start from the top. The first one, in all practicality, is you want to make sure that you are the one deciding, in fact, who is getting everything that you're leaving behind. All of your possessions, all of your bank accounts, all of your assets, everything that you own is going to be distributed. And you want to make sure that you're the one making that decision and not the state and or court. Secondarily, it affects everybody that you're leaving behind. So everybody who's left behind is going to have to deal with either your decision that you've made in your wills, or worse, the decision that you haven't made in your will. And now all of a sudden the state is divvying it out without really any consultation from you. And those are some pretty big things, right? So first of all, if you have young kids, what happens to the children that you leave behind? Who's going to take care of them? Now obviously if there's a spouse, then, that's a pretty easy one. But, what if you're a single parent? What if there's, things that you want your children, things that you want to make sure your children are raised with, right? Whether it be, a certain type of education and the funds for that. How are your children going to be taken care of and looked after you're gone? That's a huge consideration. And obviously when you're constructing your will, you should think about that. How your spouse is going to be taken care of. How, everything from, how your spouse and your kids are going to be taken care of to even your pets. So, God forbid that you leave this earth and, there's nobody to look after the dog or the cat or the bird or anything else that you have. Who are the loved ones in your life, or who are the people in your life that you would want your assets to go to, your children, for them to be looked after, your pets to be, given a good home. These are all things that we need to consider. And if you don't want the state to, take over that job, then you should really make sure that you get ahead of it. The other thing is that it avoids, by having this plan and spelling it out to everybody, and then they know your wishes while you were alive. They know what's in your heart. They know what you would really want to do with all of the things that you're leaving behind. It avoids a lot of issues that can, all of a sudden, come up. It can avoid lawsuits. It can avoid hurt feelings. It can avoid a lot of things that, can drain your estate after, you've passed. And all that does is, if you're leaving things open to, interpretation, all of a sudden people's feelings get hurt, or, people start, unfortunately they could start lawsuits inside your estate. And then the only people that wind up with the money from your possessions or your assets, quite frankly, could be the lawyers. So please make sure, we're here in 2025 now and it's January. Let's not procrastinate. Let's get this done. And let's make sure that we take care of the loved ones, the ones we truly love, while we're here on earth, and then maybe someday when we're not. So again, this is John Marceno coming to you from and sponsored by Advance My Inheritance. If you have any questions, please feel free to look us up at Advance My Inheritance, and happy to help you in any way we can. Thank you so much.